Alright, howdy. Y'all fancy a video? I reckon I can whip one up for you. Now, recently in a video, well, not too long ago, I redrew a drawing from my childhood. It was some sort of like RV camper trailer thing pulled by a truck, and I redid it, still respecting past me, keep kind of staying true to the old drawing, but in my current style, right? So I thought we could do that again. Maybe this time I have some of my drawings here I got from my mom. She was kind of safekeeping them for me. Maybe I can look through them, find. I think I want to do a monster this time. I did draw a few monsters when I was younger. For some reason, I did also draw a lot of lawnmowers. Maybe we'll get to those eventually. I want to show you this. This is a very funny drawing to me. This is a like a drag racing car. You know how those drag racing cars are with the long, they're very long, and they have the big wheels at the back. Well, I kind of took that and I guess I kind of just took that and ran with it. Lots of little wheels, and I knew there are exhaust pipes around here somewhere, and just very, very long and low. And there's two seats. It's a double cockpit. This is from when I was 6 years old. My mom was very diligent about dating them. I also have a little notebook here where I would write some stories down. This is my mom's handwriting. And sometimes I would illustrate the stories I was writing, like this one from April 21st, 1997. I was 7 years old. It says, "We have a bird feeder." This is my handwriting now. "It is a flower. We have not bought the bird seed yet. When we buy the bird seed, we will put it in the flower." And I vaguely remember it was like a glazed ceramic bird feeder. You could just put bird seed in like this, and the birds would come and eat it. Over here, it looks like I got some rollerblades. Oh yeah, I got some rollerblades, and I use them a lot. I really like them. I ride my rollerblades around on the driveway. Alright, but let's move on. We gotta find a monster. Now, looking through a bunch of the drawings, there are a lot of them. Maybe we can get to more of them later. But here's a pretty good one, a pretty scary one. I was 7 years old. This is in 1998. And as you can see, there are a lot of good details here. There's something going on with the teeth. I don't know if this is spit or blood. It's got nostrils. It's scary. I think these might be, I don't know if these are ears or horns. You'd think I would know. It's got really sharp claws and big feet. But I have one other monster that appeals to me a little bit more that I found, and it's this one from when I was about 8 years old. And I like this one because it comes with a story which says, "There is an alien on the moon. He has 6 fingers and 2 big ears. He has white eyes that glow in the dark and thousands of small, sharp teeth." I'm pretty proud of the way I spelled things like alien and thousands. I was hooked on phonics, just maybe not spelling. Anyway, so I think we might redraw this one, just because it does have a bit of a backstory. What do you say? And I mean, it is pretty scary. It's an alien on the moon with thousands of teeth and white eyes that glow in the dark. 6 fingers, 2 big ears. All right, let's do it. And so I did it. Once again, I tried to, of course, follow the general idea of the drawing, the same kind of curves and shape of the alien from my childhood. And I think it turned out pretty well. I'll put in the description a link to the previous video I did like this, which was more of a mechanical style, if you're into that sort of thing, if you want to check it out. But I do, if you don't mind, want to briefly mention a strange, well, probably not strange, probably completely normal phenomenon, which is that there are a few activities which I sometimes partake in, which can, something about memories which get lodged into these activities. One of these activities is drawing, and as I'm drawing, and if I'm doing anything else while I'm drawing, that thing gets lodged into the drawing memory. All right, it doesn't make any sense right now. I'll explain. So when I go through and edit the footage of the drawing later, and but while I'm drawing, I watch TV. I watch Netflix, right? And then while I'm going through and editing the footage of the drawing, it all comes rushing back to me, everything that was happening in the TV show I was watching, as I go through the process of the drawing again. Does that make any sense? I feel like I explained that in maybe the worst way possible. Because I pretty much slowly watch myself draw it again on the screen on the computer, right? As I edit it. And then at each point, like at first I watched a Magnus Carlsen documentary. It was really good. And at each point in the drawing, I remembered even like emotions that were tied in with the documentary came rushing back to me as I was editing. And then I think after that, I watched a documentary about DuPont and how they were poisoning the water was as they were making Teflon with the C8 chemical or something like that. It was a weirdly effective way to study and review material. It's like this information that I'd watched in the TV show was ingrained into the drawing. And as I, scrolled back through the drawing chronologically, as I watched the drawing unfold again, I had the memory of the TV show unfold again. And it made me wonder, what would happen if I recorded myself drawing during a lecture, and then I could scroll back through the drawing later, a recording of it, and then I could listen to the whole lecture again in my mind. Anyways, there's a convoluted explanation of something I was thinking about. Also, but this happens also with things like sometimes, I listen to some music that I listened to when I was like a teenager or something, and I'll listen to a song, that I haven't listened to, 10, 15 years or something, and right, it'll take me way back. I'll immediately remember me sitting there, I don't know, summer of, my 8th grade year or something, listening to this music, sitting in front of my computer. I can vividly, crisply remember sitting there playing RuneScape, listening to this music, killing crabs in the Fremenic Hills of old school classic RuneScape. Well, it wasn't old school. It's what they call 2007 scape now, I guess. But I played a lot of RuneScape for a couple of years. And I can just, there's just a few songs that take me right back to that, I'm there again, right? It's funny how certain things are entwined with one another. And as I was looking through a lot of my childhood drawings, this also happened. Not quite as vividly, I think, just because it was so long ago, 20-something years ago, maybe 22 or 23 years ago, some of these drawings happened. But the feelings I got were a lot more vague, general feelings of maybe that's the general creative vibe that I was feeling at the time. That the eagerness, I do kind of look at it, and it takes me back to that. I feel myself sitting there again, being excited about drawing. I feel that again. It's exciting to me. That's one reason why it's fun to look back at them. And sometimes I can, especially the ones where I drew little castle scenes, and I drew lots of cross sections of houses with tunnels and stuff going underneath, and I would work out little stories in my mind about them, and those little stories come rushing back. Why this person needs a generator and here, and a little hidden tunnel, and there's a little elevator here, and a little submarine underwater, and this part's falling apart. Here's a rocket launcher, this, that, the other thing. It all comes rushing back, even though it was 20 years ago, and I see myself sitting there drawing it all over again. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it. Anyways, I'm really glad that my mom kind of hung on to that stuff. I'm sure there was a lot more of it that she didn't manage to hang on to, but I feel lucky, and I'm thankful that she was as good of a as good of a record keeper and, as she was. So thanks, Mom. Thank you. My parents were always very supportive of my drawing and creative habits, whether it was drawing or playing with Legos. For every year for my birthday or for Christmas, I got to choose out one $20 Lego set, and I did that for many years until eventually I stopped choosing Lego sets and I started choosing computer games. I remember I was so excited one year to get Battlefield 1942. And I'm not even I think I had problems when I eventually got it. My computer couldn't run it very well or something, but I got Battlefield 1942 because it was the most amazing video game at the time, because you could run around and there were vehicles just sitting around in the game and you could just go get in them and drive them and fly them. That was revolutionary. It was amazing. Anyways, yeah. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for listening, watching. I'm pretty happy with how this little moon alien turned out. He looks mean, but the moon is it's a kind of a rough place to live. He's just covered in calluses, and there's not a lot of atmosphere on the moon to protect him from the sun's harmful rays like we have here. So maybe he just has a lot of skin cancer or something, and he could be a totally nice person. Maybe not, though. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but we should assume that he's pretty nice until we know otherwise. I have heard no reports of him being mean to anyone. So until then, I would like to say that I am the moon alien's friend. Okay? All right. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good one. Bye.